And thank you all for coming today. This might be 2022, and this is our 2021 AGM because things kind of went sideways last year, as everybody knows so well. So we didn't actually have the chance to really have our meeting. We tried 2 times and we had to postpone it each time. So here we go. And if you wish to use the chat and communicate with each other, that's great. And if you want to ask a question of us, please use the question. Okay, and to begin this meeting, I want to honor and respect the local First Nations, the Saanich people, the Sakem, the Sartlip, Pequotchin, Tseut, and all members of the Coast Salish Nation, and we are on their unceded territory, and I greatly respect these people and am very pleased to be living on this land. Just 1 second, please. And we have a quorum, which is excellent news. So we can carry on with that. That was an important item. So this AGM is being brought to you by the executive of the Saanich-Gulf Islands, EDA, of course. And our constitution allows for 7 members of the executive, and presently we have 6. So we're looking for more people, which would always be lovely to get new blood on our executive. And we have 3-year terms, so that is made to create a turnover in the executive. So please consider joining us, and we would really love somebody from one of the Gulf Islands to join us, because at the moment now, with Bob Mackay and Tom Mitchell having left the executive, we don't have any representation from the Gulf Islands. There are going to be some votes today, and a lot of that is just housekeeping, like voting on the agenda and the minutes of the last meeting and stuff. But there will be 2 votes for an acclamation for members, and we have a new member coming on to the executive, and we have another member who's finished her first 3-year term and is coming back for a second 3-year term. So we'll be voting on that in a bit. Karen, could you please advance? Okay, and the attendance, yes, we have a quorum. So we can go on to the next slide, please. And so the agenda was in the information package that you all received, or I should say the link to the agenda was in the information package. And so if somebody could put up their hand, please, to make a motion to approve the agenda, and we'll get a seconder. And I'm hoping my list shows me the hands. Yes, Sharon Forrester has made a motion to approve the agenda, and Julia Anderson seconds that. Thank you both. That's great. Okay, so now the minutes of September 27, 2020. Again, this was included in the information package. And oh boy, that seems so long ago. September 2020. It's crazy living through these pandemics and the things that go on. So that was our last AGM anyway, and that was our first virtual AGM. So if I could have somebody make a motion to approve the minutes of September 27, please. Helena Murray Hill has done that, and could I have a seconder, please? Andrew Leveridge. I hope I got your name right, Andrew. Leveridge. Okay, thank you both very much. And Karen, next slide, please. Okay, and I'm not here to bore you to death, but I do have things to say. A funny thing happened to me last May. I became the interim CEO of Saanich-Gulf Islands. So this has been a short time, and it's been quite a learning curve for me, I'll tell you that. But it's such a great group of people around here, both our members and the executive, that it's more of a joy to be doing this than it is work. It's certainly a combination of both of those things. So in 2021, last year, we know we had an election, and here we are out doing one of our sine waves. This was afterwards when we all got together for a photograph. So there were many sine waves. You can see Elizabeth has her walker with her because she was basically out campaigning on one leg. So after what she went through, and then she's out there campaigning, and I tell you, I could hardly keep up with her. When she sees people to talk to, she goes for it, and I'm very happy to work with her. And like basically from waving at traffic on the Pat Bay Highway to attending personal events, attending Zoom events, Elizabeth will do it all. And I'm very happy for that, because now we once again have a wonderful Green MP in our riding. And out of all the ridings in Canada, us in Kitchener are the lucky ones. Now, the members are a big part of this too, because we had so many lawn signs out, green lawn signs. We had about 1,100 green lawn signs out there. And when those signs were getting put in, we had to use a steel spike to drive into the hard ground. We were experiencing that heat wave, and everything had dried up, and you couldn't just stick a lawn sign in the ground. You'd dent the poor thing. So I want to thank the sign team for all their hard work and sweat while they were doing that, because that was a job. In the EDA, there's 7 high schools, and this EDA sponsors a civic engagement scholarship, they call it. And so that's for students who have a high degree of engagement with the community and with their fellow students. And I had a chance to chat with most of them. I wasn't able to get a hold of everybody, but I spoke to most of them, and I was really amazed at the quality of these people and the determination of these young people. And they're all pointed off in amazing directions, and I'm sure they'll do well with the way they do things so well, and their academic abilities as well, which are terrific. Another thing our EDA has done is with Brian Smallshaw of Vancouver Island and Bob Mackay and Tom Neiman, a website template was created which is usable by any green EDA in Canada. And it's basically a plug and play operation. They ask us to get the website, and we send it to them, and it's all set up so they can just put in their name and details and their own information, and away they go. So I'm pretty proud of that, because having been with other EDAs in the past, I know just creating and maintaining a website can be a huge task for people that aren't familiar with that kind of thing. So we tried to simplify it for people as much as we could. Now, last year in May, many of you probably attended the 10-year anniversary event of Elizabeth May, and 10 years as a Green MP. I don't know Elizabeth can tell me later, you're probably the longest serving Green MP on the planet, I would suspect. And I think that's pretty fabulous. So the event was great fun. It was a Zoom event. So we had people right across the country join us. We had music from Bob Boston, and I see Bob is here today. Poetry by Lorna Crozier. And I'm sorry, I'm not positive if Lorna is here or not. We had speakers, David. I'm sorry, did I? Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay, sorry about that. I accidentally hit a bad button, I guess. So speaking of Elizabeth's 10-year anniversary event, anyway, it went off very well and a lot of people had a lot of fun, and really for the Green Party, it was like a giant, big, warm and fuzzy hug for everybody who attended. And that was one of the highlights of the year as far as I'm concerned. Now, I'm sorry, my my computer's not letting me at my main notes. Anyway, that's some of the things that we did. The Saanich Fair was a part of it as well. And we know the year before, the Saanich Fair had decided not to go ahead because of the pandemic. And leading up to the Saanich Fair last year, it was only at the last minute they decided to go ahead. And so all of a sudden we had information, we could have a booth, and we got our team together and we set up. And right up to the day it was going to happen, it was kind of, well, maybe, maybe not, but probably. So anyway, it did go ahead. And because the federal election was around then, of course, it was a great opportunity for Elizabeth to talk to people. And we all really enjoy our time at the Saanich Fair and meeting everybody. And we have our popcorn machine there every year. It's pretty nice. Jean Hodgson is saying she's getting 2 versions of the speaking, and I'm sorry, I don't have an answer for that. Anyway, you don't need to hear me going on and on. I just want to say I'm very happy to have everybody here today. I'm very happy to have ended up in this position where I have an opportunity to speak to you. And boy, if it wasn't a pandemic, I'd be shaking all your hands and getting an actual chance to meet everybody. But thank you all for coming today. It means very much. And we have people here from outside of our EDA who wish to take a look at this. And we have the speakers coming later. So we're going to have Lorraine Rekmans, who's our president of the Federal Council, and Elizabeth, of course, and also Mike Morrice, MP for Kitchener Centre, our latest Green MP. So at this point, I would like to hand it over to the financial agent, please. And I just got to find her on my list here. And okay, Sharon.
All right. Can everybody hear me? Okay, good. So I am once again the financial agent for Saanich-Gulf Islands. And as the financial agent, it's my role to present the financial statements for the year. In this case, I'm presenting 2020, so going back a year. In the next couple of slides, we'll be looking at income and expenses and balance sheet or bank balances. So, oh, Karen, next slide, please. Thank you. And next slide. So first of all, we're looking at the income and expenses on your screen. It was a quiet year for Saanich-Gulf Islands. I guess I would say that our finances were noted mostly by stability. We received donations from our loyal supporters in the amount of $30,815. And we also received a rebate from Elections Canada for the 2019 election in the amount of 42,970. So, so a total income that year, lower than typical, 74,150. We did not initiate any fundraising activities in 2020. This was in recognition of the pandemic that was ongoing. And also that because our finances were both stable and secure, we decided that we would work with that and just continue to save. On the expense side, we had also low expenses, really reflecting the fact that we weren't able to conduct any activities during the year. So we were working on administrative expenses, expenses totaling 15,494. That gave us an income for the year of 58,656. Next slide, please. So balance sheet is always important to know how much money we have in the bank. It was the way we conserved money in 2020. It put us in a really good position entering into 2021, being an election year. We had close to 161,000 in the bank. So that meant that for the election year of 2021, we were really able to focus on building a campaign, and we did not conduct, again, another fundraising effort. So so that allowed us to carry on and carry on with the campaign that fall. So that's all I would like to say about the finances, unless there's any questions. And if you have any questions, you could put them in the chat. No, having no questions or seeing no questions, then I would just like to thank you all for your support. Thank you all for your time and for your donations, and nice to see you all again, sort of.
Okay, thank you very much, Sharon. And we appreciate the work Sharon does for us. The financial agent is a very important part of the operation. So thank you again. And now we have Bob Mackay, and Bob is a Salt Spring resident, and he is our local federal council guy. So Bob, are you able to join us?
Yep, thanks, Dan. I'm here.
Okay, fabulous.
I hope you caught me in, as you know, you caught me in West Vancouver in a parking lot. So at any rate, now I should really defer to the president of federal council if she's here. I can report ahead. It's up to you, Dan.
Yeah, well, we'd like to hear your local version of events, Bob, and Lorraine will, I'm sure, give us a high-level view.
Okay, so I am the BC representative on the Federal Council of the Green Party of Canada. I was a past president, now currently representing the Green Party members in British Columbia. And then more recently, I've taken on the responsibility of being chair of the Finance Committee. On that, I can report that we had a great December. Still watching very carefully both expenses and donations. In fact, I'm on my way back from a meeting with our interim executive director, Dana Taylor, right now as we speak. At any rate, so on the finance side, we seem to be coming out of our problems we had in the past. I think beyond that, yeah, just to report generally on federal council, it seems to be a great federal council. I mean, everybody's got their hearts in the right place. Everybody's working hard. I've spent hours and hours and hours on different meetings and Zoom calls primarily. So it feels like a good year. Having said that, my term will end this spring. So there will be federal council elections coming up. And I will not be running again as a BC rep. But what I'm looking for is somebody that would like an entree into the what's going on in federal council. So essentially, I'm sort of reaching out to everybody that's here listening, and to say that, if you're interested in running for the BC representative on federal council, let me know. The other thing I just wanted to pass on is one of my items with Dana was to publicize that I was starting to run webinars to speak to the members of the Green Party of Canada in British Columbia. And I used to do them monthly on the first Sunday at 1 o'clock. And I'm going to, I'll be able to speak and answer more questions directly from people and EDA executives from all over the province this coming February the 6th at 1 p.m., which is a Sunday. And that's it for now, Dan, if you...
Oh, that's fine,
sure.
Bob.
Okay.
Yes, well, we appreciate your service, Bob, and thank you for letting us have that information. And that's really good to mention. You're looking for somebody to be learning the ropes from you to work with federal council, and that's very important. So now, if anybody has any questions about my report or the financial agent report, because we will do a vote on accepting the reports. Okay, I don't see any questions about that. Nothing complicated that anybody couldn't figure out anyways. Okay.
It looks like we have a few hands up.
Yeah, okay,
We have
sorry.
4 hands up.
All right, then I saw Elizabeth with her hand up.
Okay, I unmuted myself. Thank you. And I know I see, by the way, just so you know, Dan, on my screen, I see Rena Chase and John and Diane and Glenn Evans and Gail McDonald and Sharon. So my question was a quick one to Bob or Lorraine, whoever knows it. I spent a lot of time on the phone. I think I called some of you that are on the screens for fundraising at year end. And I know the last number I saw looked good, but they were still waiting for getting in all of the mailed in checks. So I'm kind of on the edge of my seat to know what good December looked like. If anyone on the screen here, Bob or Lorraine or anyone knows. Oh, you don't have a question. Thanks, John and Diane. If anyone knows what the total was for December, I'd love to hear it. I know that on New Year's Eve day, December 31st, the last total I heard was that in the one day, we brought in $97,000, which is great. I really would love to hear what the December total was, even if it's still a little wobbly till they get in the last few checks.
Okay, can Bob answer that, I wonder? Do you know the answer, Bob? Oh, here's Lorraine saying it was over 500,000. Oh, Bob, you should be able to unmute right now.
There we go. It worked.
Yeah.
At first I couldn't unmute. Sorry, Dan. Yeah, Elizabeth was right. The last couple of weeks of the month, we just boomed. It was in excess of $100,000 a week. So I think Lorraine's right. I'm sitting in the car here, so I don't have the numbers, but I believe it was somewhere on the order of $500,000. But anyway, generally, excellent result for December. The key, of course, with respect to that, is that that was great. We still need to monitor for January to see how we're doing in the coming months, and that's what we're doing.
Okay, well, that's excellent news. And I see Lorraine Rekmans. Would you like to add to that?
Oh, no, I was just going to answer the question. I think it was in the president's message that I sent just last week. And I think it's at 519, but it's safe to say it was just over 500.
Okay, fabulous. And I see Glenn Evans has a question. If you would like to go ahead, Glenn.
No, I don't have a question. I don't think I've got my hand up now.
Oh, okay. No worries. Then.
Yeah, I thought that you were going to automatically lower the hands. That's what I understood you to say. I guess I was wrong.
Well, I can do that.
Okay.
Okay. Well, very good. So then we need to have a motion to approve the financial agent report, really, not the CEO report. So I see Linda Brown is moving to adopt the report. And could I have a seconder, please? And Elizabeth May seconds that. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so now we have, like I mentioned earlier, Mary Leslie has asked to join the council. And so I'm going to give her a moment to speak to us. So Mary, you should be able to speak at this point.
But I'm really delighted to be doing whatever I can for the SGI Greens. It was a great last election. The spirit of people, the organization level, everything just said, you know, how wonderful it was. So I'm here. I will offer my limited talents, and we'll see where the year goes. But I'm more than excited about offering anything I can.
Well, we all have limited talents. That's why we're a team.
Yeah.
There's no experts around here.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much for putting your name forward, Mary. So now we want to, because there's nobody else put their name forward, and because we have the existing vacancies on our executive council, this will just be an acclamation process. So this is for members of the Saanich-Gulf Island EDA only, and everybody else is just observers. So for the sake of the Zoom call, we're thinking about ways of simplifying things. So what I would like to ask is, if anybody disagrees with Mary Leslie joining the executive, then please put your hand up. Okay, and this is a majority approval process. So we have majority approval for Mary to join the executive. Thank you very much, Mary, and welcome to the executive. And now we have one more piece of business to take care of concerning that, and that is Linda Brown has served a 3-year term and wishes to serve another 3-year term. So this will be a similar process. And Linda, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, yeah, I'm Linda. And I've been, as Dan said, I've been on the EDA for 3 years. It's really been a fantastic experience. I have to say that the last 3 years seem to have been filled with elections.
Yeah.
I think it's possible to be on an EDA for 3 years and not have an election come your way, but in this 3 years was 2 elections. Apart from that, basically with helping with elections, I've been involved with a number of events. It's been really enjoyable. And I think the thing I like the most is contributing, of course, but also all of the wonderful people I've had a chance to meet either within the executive to work with, or on committees or teams, or just out with the Green Party in general. So, and I've learned so much, and I've learned so much from everybody else, and it's been just a treat. So yeah, I'm happy to keep going for now. And yeah, it's been good. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Linda. And I'll tell many of you members, you've probably received phone calls from Linda or emails. She does a lot of our organizing through our database program, and I really appreciate your talents, Linda. Thank you so much. So I'm going to do the same process, and it's another acclamation process. And so I would ask members of Saanich-Gulf Islands only, if you do not wish Linda to have another 3-year term on the council, please put up your hand. And I see no votes against. And again, we have a majority vote. So congratulations, Linda, and welcome back to council. Okay, thank you, everybody. This is just a reminder of working with the EDA, and yes, we do have fun. And when we're allowed to meet in person, we have a really good time with our monthly meetings and different people's homes and potlucks. And certainly the pandemic has slowed everything down, and there's not as many events as there used to be, which is really sad for all of us. This year, we're figuring out we want to get more events going this year, whether there's a pandemic on or not. We just want to involve our membership more. So thanks again, Linda. Okay, Karen, next slide, please. Okay, and so we have the election, and so we're gonna move to adjournment. So if I could ask for somebody, a motion to adjourn, which is basically that. Harold Hommel has moved that, and Julia Anderson has seconded that. And now we can get on to our guest speakers. And so our first guest speaker.
We don't have to vote on it, just someone making the motion and someone seconding it and no vote?
On adjournment?
I just wonder.
Well, we're good to adjourn.